You're watching You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and my floor is really taking a beating from dropping this thing so much. I should probably do something about that. So this week, I was browsing through my list of balisong tricks, and I found one that I thought looked really cool, but also seemed like maybe something I could do. In the tutorial, he mentions that you need to be able to do the Zen rollover, which is that. So if I can do that, apparently this is possible. And it turns out it is. It was definitely a lot more intimidating than the last thing I tried to learn. That was actually fairly straightforward. I really was surprised how easy that was to do if you follow the steps. But this one, much harder. Basically, it's 3 distinct rollovers, and a rollover is just any of these things where the knife comes out like this and goes around a finger. So it can go around your index finger like that, or around your thumb like this. Any of those sorts of things. Basically, it's a chain of 3 of them in a row, and one of them is upside down even, like this, which technically shouldn't be an issue because as long as it's spinning around, spinning around like this without falling like this is no different than spinning around like this without falling, but it seems much harder and I drop it a lot more. So this trick I've been trying for about a week, and because it is 3 distinct rollovers just sort of chained together, I can sort of practice each one. And the first one's fine. That's basically a Y2K. That's a trick I know how to do. It's this thing right here. But the difference is that when you get to here, you then immediately start the next one, which is, I think, the hardest one because it involves the knife coming around this way upside down. So I practice these steps each individually, and especially spent a lot of time trying to figure out this upside down one. And finally, sometime this week, I managed to do it in such a way that I could actually catch it here. So then I thought to myself, oh, this is actually possible. I could actually do this. So I worked on it some more and eventually got to where I could do it. So then the challenge became connecting all 3 together, because especially this sort of upside down rollover, you need to connect that immediately to a Zen rollover around your thumb. I only just now today got that to work finally. I almost thought I would have to make a video about something else because I wasn't actually going to get this today, and then I was panicking a little bit because then I was running out of daytime and I didn't know what else I would do. But it worked, so everything is okay. So once I finally was able to connect this upside down rollover to the second thumb rollover, I was totally onto it, and I just needed to do everything all in one step. And that took some tries, but because I broke it down into these individual steps and I got fairly comfortable with each individual step, doing them all together was a lot simpler. There's still a lot of timing, and that's kind of the thing I think with this in general, is there's a lot of moving your hand at exact timing while you keep this thing moving. But I was able to smooth it out relatively quickly, such that I landed it. And I cannot reliably land it, and I will probably spend the next, month at least, trying to smooth it out so that it actually looks good. But this is enough to count, so I'm excited. Yay. My hope in showing you all these things, and basically every video I make, is to make this seem a lot more approachable than it did before. Because if I can figure this out, you most definitely can. Basically anything I learn, everyone else learns at least twice as fast. With skateboarding, it's more like 10 times as fast. So if I can figure this thing out, then you can too if you want to. So pick one up, probably a trainer like this, so that you don't hurt yourself, and give it a try. Because I think they're a lot of fun, and you might think it's fun too. And if you already have one of these and you haven't learned the Helix, you should definitely give it a try. I'm pretty sure you can get it. And as soon as you do, send me a clip. Either send me the Instagram link to where you posted it, or the YouTube link to where you posted it, or I don't know, send me a link to the Dropbox folder where I can download it or something. But I would like to see, because I'm really pumped. I bet you can do this, and let's see it. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to figure out fanning. It's like this, I think. That might have actually been one of my better attempts ever. It feels weird, and I don't think I'm doing it right. So if you have tips for that so that it makes more sense, please give those in the comments, because I don't know. I've watched like 4 or 5 different tutorials, and I still don't totally understand. So that's all I have for you this week. Hopefully you're drinking some water and taking care of yourself and walking outside or something, getting some form of exercise, get some air in your lungs, like take deep breaths so you don't just get this thing where you get stale air because you're taking short breaths all the time. And yeah, I'll see you next week.